What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of Cultivated Ignorance. I am Will, the host.
I am Mike, the favorite host.
I'm gonna get there one day.
You can't. You just leave it alone.
It's so crisp. It's so crisp.
Not for you.
Welcome back to another episode of Cultivated Ignorance. Thank you for joining us. We got dope shit lined up for you.
Oh, cursing out the gate. That's cool. It's fine. It's completely fine.
Are you just gonna critique me the whole day?
Whenever necessary. Yes.
This episode we are gonna be talking about Mike's favorite comedian.
Really not.
Gonna be talking about the great Bill Cosby. He's done so much for the black community.
I just want to let y'all know, this Will's fault. This episode, what did you call it? Clair Huxtable for life. This Will.
Bro, Clair Huxtable for life. She ride with her nigga for life, son. She rides with her man for life.
She ride or die out here. She ain't even getting the peen. She's not even married. Anyway, go
ahead. Yeah, man. So we're gonna be talking about his release and kind of her reaction and how people reacted to her reaction and
it's a shit show.
Again, it's about cancel culture because it's everywhere. We're also gonna be talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. Isn't that right, Mike?
Yeah, right.
Sha'Carri Richardson. I don't know if she actually is the fastest woman in the world, but she fast. She like super fast.
Yeah, she was dusty.
Yeah. So she won't be going to the Olympics, and we're just going to give our thoughts on that and how kind of it all went down. Oh yeah, I guess I got to do this. Excuse me, people. Excuse me, beautiful people. But as always, we are broke boys. So if you don't mind, please go. Please. Check out our Patreon page. Da-da-da-da.
We both got more kids than Nick Cannon out here, so please, whatever support y'all can give us.
Whoa. Patreon.com/cultivatedignorance. Check it out. We got dope shit on there. Only $5.
Only $5.
There you go. That's all it takes. And you can join these upper echelon tiers.
You can dip.
You can really get that piff.
Right.
That piff nasty. It's kind of the other memberships come with other perks, but
yes,
all the exclusive shit is there for you for only $5.
Only $5.
So we got dope shit lined up. Actually, Mike, I want to talk about the show Netflix called. It's actually Lupin. It's a French show with the subtitles.
Oh God! Like reading?
It's about a black burglar. It's pretty good.
What, Lupin?
Yeah, it's not Lupin.
It's not Lupin.
No, that's the nigga way of saying it. We're gonna be talking about. Hopefully, we talk about that soon. Also, I want to review Loki because that shit is amazing to me.
I gotta catch up. I haven't seen because no one was talking about it, so I was like, "Is shit actually good?" Like anybody saying shit about it, and then I finally started seeing reviews and stuff. So I gotta catch up.
Bro, that shit. That's the best Marvel joint I've seen thus far on Disney Plus.
I thought you were about to jump out the window over here. I thought you were about to say it's the best shit Marvel's ever done ever.
Bro, I'm telling you, the last episode was like amazing. Like the last episode felt like a movie.
Which one was that?
I can't tell you because you ain't seen it.
No, I'm saying like the number of the episode. Was it 5?
Oh, it's episode 5, 4 or 5.
It's already on 5. It's only gonna be 6, right?
It looked like it might only be 6. I hope it's 8, but it looked like it might only be 6. But
man, it better be good because
it's amazing. It's really amazing. Only one kind of episode, but
yeah, that's one too many.
Besides that, the rest of them been piff.
If you ain't right, man, I'm gonna talk shit on you just like I do with all the other shows. Because you know your other show ain't coming back. Lovecraft.
Lovecraft, yeah, I saw that. No second season.
They said you're gonna give y'all niggas enough. Y'all need to sit your ass down. You know.
But yeah, man. So check it out. Only $5.
Only $5.
So if you didn't know, Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable recently got released.
Shut up.
From prison. He was Originally, he was sentenced to a 3 to 10-year sentence for what was it, aggravated incident assault? I think that's what they said.
Drugging niggas and fucking them is what it was.
So, anyways, um, so what happened was the reason he ended up getting released was because of basically he wasn't able to be prosecuted in the first place. He gave his a lot of the reason that he got sentenced and convicted was because the testimony that he gave in a civil suit was used against him in a criminal case,
which they promised.
And I guess he had immunity from since that testimony came from a civil suit.
Basically, yeah, it was like that was the only reason he gave the testimony in the first place because they told me it wouldn't be used against him in a criminal court. And so he was like, "Oh, in that case, let me tell y'all everything."
And the district attorney at the time, when the case originally was brought to his attention, decided not to prosecute. So now we sit here with Bill Cosby being out, and I know I'm a little torn because it's like, damn, your rights really got violated. But damn, you was really out here doing this nasty shit. Damn, you was really out here, cuz. And now on to Bill Cosby. He never admits to unknowingly drugging women. Like he said, I would give them to them. He never said he did it without their knowledge.
No, he did say that.
From what I said, I didn't see anything where he said he gave it to them without their knowledge. There was multiple times where I saw he said he gave it to them. He gave it to them to pick them up. Like it was a whole bunch of weird reasons. He called them happy pills. Like he did everything under the sun, but he always let them know about it.
No, from what I remember reading, there was some he did ask them, but there was a lot where he said he used his own discernment for consent. He said that he could engage. It's so gross, bro. It's so nasty. He said he used his own judgment as to their body language as to like if they would be cool with it or not, and he went ahead and gave them the pills, and did it
like slipping it in their drinks or just like handing it to them. Like, if I just hand you.
But that's the thing. He didn't phrase it like slipping in the drink. He said from the way the vibe was hitting, he felt like they would be cool with it because the vibe was there, and so he did it without telling them. It's one of the things that's so gross. You gotta laugh because it's not funny. None of this is funny. I'm not trying to make this like trivial, but it's like so nasty. You gotta like laugh.
It's unbelievable that somebody would think this way.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and he would acquire like a surplus amount of these like for real time for this very reason. This is so nasty, bro. Continue, bro.
So Bill Cosby ended up serving 2.5 years basically.
Yeah.
He almost got to the 3-year point. And after he got out, he said, I've always made this is the funny part. Even if like it's just so funny that Bill Cosby actually said, I've maintained my innocence throughout this whole time. like because you got out on a technicality meant that you like really not guilty.
Like, I mean, I guess it's not technically a technicality because it was just literally just the prosecutors breaking the law. But like,
yeah, but I mean,
yeah, I know what you're
saying. Say that this makes you innocent.
Yeah. Well, you know the grossest part was a nigga taking a picture with the peace sign up, like he's fucking.
Bro, do you remember when
Mandela
do you remember when he was going into court and he was like laughing at the camera? And I don't know if you remember this little clip, but he was like, he looked at the camera, he was like,
that shit was weird. That shit was so fucking weird. I don't know what that was.
It was so funny because it's like, oh, this nigga really don't care. This nigga
he knows something we don't. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm gonna give it to Bill. Like, being an 83-year-old nigga and said, nah, like, I'm gonna just do the time. Like, he was like, fuck this. I'm gonna do the time. And then he was like, I'm gonna outlast this shit just so I can slap it in y'all's faces.
You think that was like his whole game plan?
I don't think it was his whole game plan to go to jail, but like for an 83-year-old nigga to like, because he probably could have played out and like, he probably could have played out and got like some simple conviction, like 5-year probation. That would have never affected him anyways.
I don't
He
know.
was on that, but he was on that Robert Kraft. I got more money than y'all plan. It didn't work because he was black. Robert Kraft.
Well, I mean, it worked for the initial, like, civil lawsuit because he just ended up paying off, what's her name, Andrea Constein. But I mean, I don't know, man.
He had like a mountain of evidence against him, and he was just like, "Nah, like I'm not going to admit it at all."
I think that's the thing. They didn't have in the initial prosecution. They didn't have enough evidence for like a criminal prosecution, so that's why they went for the civil lawsuit.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, even at the criminal prosecution years later, the one that actually got him convicted, he was just like, even though there was like this mountain of evidence.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There was obvious, like 30 women came out and said something.
I see what you're saying.
He was like, I'm not admitting shit.
Maybe because he knew somewhere down the line it would come back up that he was promised that he wouldn't be convicted off of the civil lawsuit testimony. Maybe that's why he felt like that.
I mean, I feel like that's not a down the line thing. Like, I feel like most lawyers should know. And I don't know how it didn't happen earlier. And like, oh, you can. Yeah. But it did have to get to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I feel like that's a failure on his lawyer initially. But
right.
But yeah, man, like most 83-year-old niggas in jail would have died. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like Bill Cosby was holding on to life.
Right.
That he could say, I told y'all I was right.
That's what it seems like now. Niggas out here. But the picture, I'm sorry, but the picture, the nigga hold up the peace sign, like yeah, nigga, I beat that shit. I don't even know.
So how do you feel about it? That's the real question. Besides, I don't know.
That's why I don't say shit on social media about it, because it's like this nigga, I mean, in my opinion, and anybody who has read the shit, guilty as fuck. But like, I wasn't like this whole like, I think he had to atone for what he did, but I wasn't on the whole train of like, get this 80-year-old nigga locked up now. Like, I just didn't feel like it was worth my energy. But like, I would speak out against it if anybody asked me in conversation. But like, as far as him getting out, like, it's just conflicted. Like, I think the nigga's guilty as fuck, but like, I'm not about to like hit the streets for like an 80-something-year-old dude to go back to jail when it's,
Do you feel? Because like for me, like on a certain level, I feel like he was shitted on. Like, the fact that you actually were supposed to be, your original testimony was supposed to grant you immunity, or at least it wasn't admissible in court.
Yeah.
Like on that level, I feel bad, not necessarily for him, but just the way the system can like roll over on you and not tell you, like not be open about what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the prosecutor had to know that. His lawyer should have known that.
Right.
But I feel like the prosecutor knew that shit.
So do you think you can feel both ways? Do you feel like I'm not about to defend?
I think you have to. I think you absolutely have to feel both ways.
Like, I'm not about to act like this nigga's not a whole super predator out here, but like at the same time, this is what we be talking about, how fucked up the justice system is. Like,
yeah,
I think you can feel both at the same time, and that's a weird feeling to have with this situation.
It's like, damn, Bill Cosby got fucked. Bro, but damn, he was screwing other people. He was like screwing over people.
It's so hard to have because like there's so many niggas who are acting like he like got free because he was innocent. Like, it's so many people, and I don't even know if people actually believe this. Or they just, you think people actually at this point, you think still just other than Phylicia Rashad, you think there's still a lot of people who actually think he didn't do shit wrong, or people just talk?
Yes, I do.
They just
Because
head in the sand.
I don't know if it's necessarily head in the sand, but like
Nigga, there's overwhelming evidence that this nigga's a super predator.
There's overwhelming evidence that he drugged women. Yes. It seems a bit back and forth on whether he did it without their knowledge. I haven't seen this discernment thing from the articles I read leading up to this conversation, to this podcast. I didn't see where he said it was up to his own discernment. If you can find it, that'd be great.
I gotta go back and like I read
something
that.
Of the
back when I was fully invested in this. That's when I read it, but I have to go back and find it.
And so, bro, the funny part was, in what I was reading, it said the prosecutor asked Cosby. No, not the prosecutor. The during the civil suit, the plaintiff's attorney said, "Mr. Cosby, have you ever knowingly given women drugs without their use?" And his attorney said, "Don't answer that." Like, that's what the quote was.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's so gross about this justice system. Like, that shit can happen, and you can't, like, you gotta stop. Like, that's so weird.
Don't answer that. Just, bro, it's
so nasty, bro. It makes you, ugh. You feel gross. Just.
Oh my god.
How did you feel, man? Like, upon hearing the news, before you got to the internet and the fire shit show that the internet turned into, like, how did you feel when you first read that?
I felt more bad for Black people because
why's that?
I feel like for a lot of folk, this is just another example of like how the system can violate your rights. I don't feel bad for Bill Cosby at all. like nigga, you only got a piece of what you were supposed to get.
Right. Right.
But I feel bad in the fact that like the system can kind of screw you over. Right. So, and I feel like they mostly do it to Black folks. So that's why I felt bad for Black people.
I feel that.
Now, with that being said, it really shows the ways that men can get away with shit that's kind of obvious, which is pretty fucking gross. Like, because you got to think, like, if this case is as public as it was, and there's a good bit of evidence against you, and so many women testimonies, you got to think, like, damn, this nigga should have been caught. Like,
it's wild, ain't it?
You know what I mean? So I can only imagine how many other women have to deal with foolishness like this.
That's what we be talking about, man. Like, this is just a high profile situation.
Yeah. Me as an individual, I really struggle with, I'm not going to say victim blaming, because I don't believe there should be victim blaming, but just in victim believability. Like, I want to believe victims, but there is when you initially start out things as like a civil suit, it's hard for me to believe it, especially when it's like a high profile celebrity. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And like, I feel bad for that on one hand, but like, I feel like it's just human nature. Like, oh man, you just going after his money? Like, what kind of shit is that? You know, it's easy for people. It's easy for humans to imagine that someone else is lying about something happening because they can have a big come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's because we all just kind of socialized to be constantly chasing that big come up, like the fastest way possible.
Yeah.
At least in America, I can't speak for other countries, and this could be for another podcast, but I would think about that a lot, like how we all are kind of socialized, like you just got to take advantage of any opportunity to get that like giant payoff or that like super successful social media
Yeah,
presence, all those stuff, all those things.
like that by any means necessary
Yeah,
kind of mentality.
yeah.
Um, I feel like that's true for most countries, but I don't live in other countries. I would imagine like France, Great Britain, all these first world countries. Like I would assume that they're the same.
I would think so. I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, sometimes I feel kind of bad for that, and I think like that was kind of what was initially when it went on. That was what was kind of surrounding my thought process. Like, should I really believe these victims?
I remember that shit, nigga. Do you remember
Yeah,
we were in Speakeasy, and like it was me, you, and Preach, and like we were talking about the shit, and like we all was like, dang, I can't believe Cosby did this shit. Da 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 da. We was like, man,
yeah.
that nigga ain't do shit. Like, yeah, he do that. And like everybody else looked at Will, and Will was like defiant in that moment. He's a changed man now. In that moment, like I remember you being so defiant. And what's wild about the way you feel about that is, in so many of these cases, this case included, the women are pressured by their attorneys to pursue the civil suit because they feel like they can't get that criminal prosecution. So that's what's so
Do you
wild.
think it's that they can't get the criminal prosecution, or do you think it's that the attorneys get paid from the come up themselves?
I think it's
So
both.
it's more worth their time to push them for a civil suit.
I think it can be either or, but I think, yeah, definitely both can play a factor.
Yeah.
Like an attorney knows, at least should know, when they just can't win the case, even if they feel like if you dragged it out long enough, maybe. But like most attorneys know, like we don't actually have a real fighting chance at this. So the best thing we can both hope for is a payout. You know what I'm saying?
Justice, man, won't be served here unless
Right.
it's in the form of dollars.
This is the form of Birkin bags. Like this is what we have to hope for. So, and like I said, that's what happened here. Like that's why she pursued the civil lawsuit, because her lawyer said that we don't have enough evidence for a actual prosecution.
And she lost the civil lawsuit. Is that correct?
No, she won it.
Oh, she won. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm assuming because he
Because he because he goofed.
because he gave such a raving testimony. Like, like, so yeah, I mean, but what are you doing to like kind of? I don't want to say unpack because I think people use that word too much. But what are you doing to correct that mindset of like just kind of like it seems like you just kind of don't believe victims right away. It seems like not saying you.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's necessarily the wrong way of thinking. It's it can be it can lack sympathy towards the victim, but I don't think it's necessarily
What?
completely wrong,
Let me ask.
especially in cases where like people, celebrities are getting sued.
Let me ask this: is it you jumping to not believing them right away, or you jumping to them thinking that they're most likely lying? Because that's two different things.
Ooh, not I would say more so not believing right away. Um, because I'm like a huge person on there's two sides of every story,
Yeah.
and like even the Megan and Tory thing, like there's two sides of every story. Like
Mhm.
he probably did shoot that girl, but I don't know. You
I don't
know,
remember you saying anything about that. I was wondering what you thought about that.
I, he probably shot her, but
Mhm.
I don't know because she was sitting in the front seat. You know, I don't know. Tori said the other girl shot her. Who knows? But Tori probably shot her. But it's just the fact, like, I feel like, and like, I truly think like I'm a contrarian on a lot of things. Like, I
Yeah.
just like to go against the grain.
Mm.
Um, Especially like when it's something really public. It's just hard for me to believe it, man. Like, and maybe it's because I'm too invested in the character, or the persona that is displayed of certain people. You know what I mean? Um, and I also think people just really, really want to come up. So I don't know if it's. I don't know, man.
See,
That's something I got to look into.
I think you should, because I will say, not that I go along with these movements per se, but that's where you get that like believe women movements. That's where you get the, you know, any type of allegations towards a dude. Period means you can be side eyeing them forever. Period. Like one of a good friend of ours said that. Remember when we had a kickback? She said like any dude who gets a rape allegation, I'm automatically side eyeing you, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like you just don't know what could happen. But I will say, people seeing people with that mindset that you just told us, that's why those movements come from. It's like so many people get abused and just assume that they're just trying to get a come up. Just sit with it, man. I think you should. I think that's something important to sit with, because
I guess
not to make it like not to make it like this kind of thing, but like I would hate for something to happen to your daughter and then people treat her like in a similar fashion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get that. That's like one of my fears with the way I think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's what we're gonna have a therapist on the next episode. We're gonna sit. We're gonna unpack. We'll do another J episode.
Oh God.
This nigga uncovering childhood trauma and shit.
This nigga tells us about like how we're really fucked up and we expose ourselves.
Yo, if y'all ain't got the Patreon, just get it for that. That's the most candid episode we have ever done in our lives.
No, it's not the most candid.
It's not
the most candid one buried deep in the archives.
Oh no, we can't. Yeah, we can't talk about that one. We can't.
It's not the most candid.
Only the diehards know that one. It's still out there in the space in the universe.
It is. It's just not promoted. It's just not. He's a little too real on that shit.
It was.
But yeah, man. So then Clair Huxtable came to the party.
He said,
as soon as Bill got out, Clair Huxtable showed her face.
Put her whole cape on.
I gotta find the tweet. Let me see the Phylicia Rashad tweet. That shit was. She was not playing by her man.
Nigga, she busted her shirt open with it had the S underneath the shirt. She busted her shit open.
Oh damn! What the fuck? Essentially the tweet said, "Here you go. Oh my God! Finally, a terrible injustice has." What is that? Oh God!
You need these glasses.
Oh yeah! All right. Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected. Woo!
In all caps, wasn't it?
Woo! She came for y'all. Finally. Of course, because it's 2021. She apologized. She apologized for her insensitive tweet.
Oh. I'm laughing because you can see her face like typing the tweet, like, "Oh, thank God, this nigga got off." Like, and she just knew like niggas was gonna rally behind her. Like, yes, girl, yes, finally.
But maybe she wasn't looking for people to rally behind her. Maybe she was just getting her shit off.
Nigga, she was looking. I think she thought she was gonna be validated with that tweet. She thought. Yes, absolutely. What else would you post that?
Because people just tweet their emotions and their feelings. And she's also like 70 something.
I mean, that's true too.
That's a fine motherfucker right
there. She looked good. I'm gonna lie to you. You might be right. She might be old nigga that just tweeted some shit. You might be right.
Yeah, she rescinded it.
Instantly.
Because why can't you just stand on your bad statement?
No, I don't believe in that. So that's a good conversation. I don't believe in that shit. And everybody keeps saying that, like, stand on your own too, double down, da 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 da. Is it that?
I don't know if you necessarily got to double down, but you don't have to apologize. You don't have to comment. You know what I mean?
But if you fucked up, why should you not apologize?
But because maybe if you don't really view it as a fuck up, why are you apologizing?
That's what I'm saying. I think she realized oh shit, I can see why they should be taken wrong. I fucked up. Let me apologize.
Because it's taken wrong, does that mean you fucked up? Like, I feel like the world is so just soft.
No,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. What I think is okay. Let me put it like this.
Yes, you can be insensitive to some people, but like I feel like people just look to take things the wrong way, or
There
they're
are
just so
those
sensitive
people.
that they can't see it's not necessarily attacking them. And if you feel like it's attacking you, like you're just wrong. Like, why can't people see that?
No, I think it's just like knowing that you just said something at an insensitive. The perfect example is when I always bring this up. When I broke up with one of my girlfriends that I was with forever. You already know where I'm going. You already know where I'm going. I broke up with this woman I was dating forever. The day after we broke up,
It wasn't even the day after. It
like a
was.
week, nigga. It was the same difference for me. I was fucked up.
Oh no, it was the day after you broke up with her, and it was that night we went to work.
Yes, there you go. Yes, that's
It wasn't
exactly
even a
it.
full day.
It wasn't even a full 24 hours. I went to work. I went to go clock out. And Will was my boss at the time. I was like, "Hey man, I'm good to go." Hey man, I'm good to go. Will was like, "Nigga, what you in the rush? Anybody waiting for you at the house?" What you
Oh man.
And like I didn't even like you didn't hit me all the way in the moment because like we just joked like that, right? But like when I got in the car, this nigga texted me. He was like, "Hey man, realized what I said was kind of fucked up. Like you just got a relationship."
Oh man.
And like I didn't realize until you sent me that message because Will very rarely apologizes for anything. So I didn't realize until I got that text, like, oh shit, yeah, that was kind of fucked up to say in that moment. So like you realize it was just an insensitive thing to do, even though we joke like that. You realize it was just an insensitive thing to do, and it's not like you were
Yeah.
trying to personally like cut me down from being in this breakup. Like you just
I,
like it was.
but see, like that's different than what Phylicia Rashad did. I feel like,
I don't think it's that much different.
like I made a joke out of your possible misery. With- because just because that's our relationship. But
But
that
with
shit
this
was
though, okay, but first of all, 60 accusations is is a big number of women who felt like they were violated by this man. And you knew all the people that are affected by, sexual violence on a daily basis
yeah.
who are watching this case so closely. Like for you to say that, I don't think she was attacking anybody, but it was just insensitive, is what I'm saying. And it's not like he said, it's not like he got off because he was actually innocent. He got off because the prosecutors broke the fucking law. So it's just fucking insensitive. And I think that's perfectly valid to apologize and be like, oh shit, I didn't realize I put my feelings before all these other people. It'd be one thing if she was just talking to somebody in a personal conversation and
Yeah.
said how she felt, but you put it out into the world where you have these millions of, well, I don't know if she has millions of fans, but thousands and thousands of followers watching you. It's just insensitive, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with apologizing for that.
All I know is y'all ain't gonna fuck with Claire Huxtable. I don't care what
They
she
already
do.
are. They already dragged her to. Your aunt Viv said she giving her.
Oh God, don't nobody care about her.
She
Ain't
gave,
nobody care about her. They ain't even pick up your contract after the first 3 seasons.
why you going for personal attacks? You just can't stop, can you? You just
We'll
can't.
sit get this difficult to work with black woman up out of here. He wasn't playing. He was on that white time back then. He wasn't playing.
He still is,
He
but
probably is.
yeah.
Um,
So I guess
I guess I could see her apologizing, but I just can't stand when like people just completely like run back like the shit that they said. Like I think her statement was like I could see how it could be insensitive to sexual assault victims. Da 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 da.
yeah.
You know, but like these people who just run it back and like, oh, that wasn't what I meant. This, that, and the third. Like, say what you mean. And if you just stop being bitches out here, celebrities.
But are you calling niggas bitches for like initially saying something that was wrong and
I'm
then?
I'm calling niggas out for worrying about the money over their like true feelings.
But are you talking about people who are actually wrong, or are you talking about people who are just trying to pander to people? 'Cause I think that's where they get mixed up.
People
There's
to
people.
pander to people. People that pander to people, because celebrities apologize for a whole lot of shit that they don't really, you know what I mean? I think Claire Huxtable should have said, "Yeah, I said it."
Just shoot her whole shit down the drain, huh? Get
But no, man.
fired. So I think you
Like
don't
she
think.
hurt a few people.
I think you don't think like Howard should do any type of, I guess, repercussions or anything like that.
No, and I think you got to understand, like, you're dealing with an old ass woman. Like, as fine as she is, she's still old. Like, you know what I mean?
But how much leeway can we give like old niggas? That's a question I struggle with daily because I've had old mentors who be dead wrong and can't be corrected. Think they can say whatever and just think that because you're younger than them that you got to respect them.
I think that you got to take it on the chin and understand that they're gonna be phased out eventually.
And just wait for them to die. You just check your watch every time they say some bullshit. You just check your watch.
I mean, you know, either people will stop caring about what they do or they gonna die.
I can't do it, bro. If you wrong, you wrong. I'm sorry. I can't bite my tongue for nobody.
It's okay to call out that wrongness. I completely agree, but like when you don't get nowhere with it, you just go, okay, you old. Like that's what that is. It is what it is. Like I feel like you can't hold them accountable. I mean, you can hold them accountable, but you can't expect much different from somebody who's in their 70s or 80s or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, are you valid in cussing their ass out when they cross the fucking line?
Oh, sure.
Okay, all right. We on the same page.
You shouldn't, because it's disrespectful to cuss anybody out. But
if they hit that line where it's like, all right, now you got to get, because I can't hit you, because then you know,
it's like assaulting the elderly,
right? Ain't no way I can twist that. But what I can do is just read you for complete filth.
Yeah. I also, like, I feel like maybe Claire. I was about to say maybe Claire Huxtable.
Look at you said the same.
Bro, that's the best TV mom of all time. Anyways,
I don't know, man.
Who the fuck else is it?
I like. Well, it's talking about as far as like fondness and like warmness.
Yeah,
I see probably it.
Yeah, it's not even close, bro. It's not even close.
I ain't got the.
Who you gonna say, Roseanne? Go ahead.
Absolutely. What the fuck? I was gonna go. I was gonna say
Bill one up there. Harriet.
That's what I was going. Like Harriet. Like I really.
Harriet was a little too rough for me, and they didn't give her enough screen time either.
Harriet got some screen time.
She ain't get it like she ain't get it like Claire did.
I guess. I don't know.
It was all about Urkel from season 2 on. It was full Urkel.
That is wild because he was never supposed to be that significant in the show at all. That's so fucking wild.
That's capitalism. You see that?
It is. You're right.
What was I about to say? I don't know. But
about giving old people leeway.
Yeah, man, you just can't expect much change. Like, yeah, it's okay to and the thing about it is, like, despite the places where they're wrong, like there's still a lot of wisdom in, you know, other things they say. And also, like, they just have a different experience of life than what we know for people, Black people particularly, to have nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's where the disconnect comes. Is like we know that, and we cherish that, but they see, like, a lot of them seem like they don't know that. They can learn from us just in a, you know, in the reverse fashion. They can learn from us having a completely different, you know, way of life now, and them just not willing to succumb, you know.
Well, see, okay, so here's my thing, right? So what if her, and I don't know her personally, but what if her experience in life is that white women lie on Black men, get them thrown in jail, whatever. Emmett Till, you know, a whole bunch of other situations that's happened throughout history.
Yeah.
and also that black men's rights get trampled over.
Yeah.
She has a more she has a more real experience with that than people of our age, people who are 10 years older than us, whatever, you know what I mean? She's seen that more vividly and on a higher frequency throughout her life.
Yeah.
So that might be why she's, saying stuff like that. And that's true for other older black people in other situations.
I think that's completely valid. And again, like I feel like most of us now would be like, yes, we can see why you would feel that way. We can see, through your experiences, why you would have that mindset. Again, I think the disconnect comes when we're trying to tell her, did you know that all those years at the same time, there was a lot of women being abused, being raped, being molested, whatever, and that being swept under the table, and people like you either didn't see it or didn't want to see it. You know what I mean? And I mean, this can be the perfect example. Like I said, it's just overwhelming evidence, 60 something woman, and you're still like out here just like trying to just, be out here blindfolded. So it's like, I can't blame people for being upset with her for her not, trying to take that same approach to have empathy for a woman who may be getting abused but weren't being listened to. And granted, that's harder to do when you're older. I get it.
Yeah.
But you can't expect us to side with you. You're not going to see our side.
Yeah. And I think 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get an old person to see your side.
That's what's frustrating.
You just got to okay, well, I'm going to just walk away. I'm going to just walk away from you as a whole.
Right. Yeah. I've done that. Yeah, for real.
But I swear, man, it's so hard because old people have so much wisdom.
Yeah.
But there's so much incorrect thinking in there also. It's so much antiquated thought process and all this other stuff in there as well.
That's the hardest part about it.
So I think a lot of the times, at least now, we get away from investing into relationships with older people. You know what I mean? Because we think they're outdated or, da 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 da. Or they have a incorrect way of thinking or whatever. I think we don't cherish the wisdom of older people as much as we should.
I can see that. I can see young people being so invested in resisting that it's like
exactly
you missed the whole lot. I can see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, anyways, Clair Huxtable, shouts out to you, girl, for sticking by your man, even though y'all ain't been married in over 30 years.
That's wild, man. Oh boy.
So, anyways, next thing we're gonna talk about is Miss Sha'Carri Richardson. This lovely lady. Let me pop this article up real quick. This lovely lady just competed at the World Games or whatever the shit is for track people.
The qualifiers for Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympic qualifiers. She won that, and unfortunately, she got popped for smoking weed, or however she decided to consume it. And she will not be allowed to run in the Tokyo Games.
Whack juice. Whack juice.
It just is what it is. Okay, you say whack juice. What you mean by that?
That whole situation is just whack. It just sucks. Like, I already told you, watching that video of her running and then, going to hug her grandma, nigga straight cried.
Bro, no lie to you. I loved every part of that whole clip.
Nigga, it's like watching a movie.
Bro, cause you started, she was just black as fuck. That's it. She was just black as fuck. And her, the fucking hair, it looked like fire coming out the back of her shit.
Damn, bro. Even the actual race. Well, niggas don't watch racing. At least we don't anyway.
Yeah.
The actual race of her, starting out slow and then just coming back and just burning niggas. It just felt like a movie. And her just going straight to them stands, and like you said, well, before all that, like you said, the hair and yelling at the camera and shit, talking shit to the camera, and then run up the stands and like her grandma was hugging and kissing her. A nigga straight cried, bro. Like that shit was so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, and then I don't know if she said it during the race or like a couple days after, but she was like, "I'm that girl." Yeah. I was like, "Ooh, I feel that shit." Like
you felt
like,
every piece.
Bro, can't nobody tell this girl what she gonna do or not gonna do.
Yes, bro.
I loved it all. I was, and then they told her what she wasn't gonna do, which was race.
We just smoke weed and race.
And it really sucks because like she was dealing with the death of her mom, her biological mom, and
how you feel about it, man?
I feel like a lame, but like I'm more like the rules are the rules kind of guy.
Ugh.
I feel like such a lame by saying that. But like the rules are the rules, right? Right?
I guess that's why I'm stuck at. Like the rules are so fucking whack. Like
the rules are whack. The rules are hella whack. But they're the fucking rules. I was reading an article about it, and like even the guy who came up with the rules or is a part of the board that kind of governs the rules, like he was like, yeah, this shit does not make sense. Bruh, oh my gosh. I gotta find it.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, I got the article. I just can't remember what dude said.
Oh.
But yeah, man, dude was like, there's no evidence that marijuana should be on this list at all. It was,
bro.
I think he said it was more so like influenced by the countries, not even the athletic commissions of the countries, just the countries themselves wanting marijuana on the list.
It's fucking goofy. It's fucking goofy, bro. Like to read, like I think because what it was at the whatever thing is, it can't violate one of the 3 standards of the anti-doping agency, which was it can't be performance enhancing, it can't be detrimental to the athlete's health,
and spirit of the sport.
In the spirit of the sport thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it just doesn't make any sense. And I guess what's been in my head is, does she even is she even that pressed about it? Because she doesn't seem like she is. She seems like she's set on just coming back next year and just showing out.
I feel like I'll be like Biden, like she handled it well. But like what else can you do? Like
I think so. This is why I'm conflicted at. I think if she one thing, she could have filed an appeal. I think if she filed an appeal and like rallied to be like, yo, this shit is dumb. This shit is an outdated rule. Yeah, I violated it, whatever, but it's an outdated rule. I think with her and the whole country like rallying behind her, I think she could have like pushed to like have something that maybe not this year, but something done in the immediate future to have that rule removed.
I think with it being as big as it is, this will be gone by next year.
You think so?
I think so. Cause like everybody's thinking like, I haven't seen anybody who's like, I haven't seen anybody who's not thinking this is stupid.
Yeah.
Right. Like everybody in the world. I've seen nobody on the, oh man, she violated such and such. Like, right, she's really a problem.
Well, I'll say I've seen some bullshit of, and this is why partly I think she's not really pressed about it. I've seen a lot of little black commentators saying like she deserves.
Black commentators, did you say?
Black commentators, just like random black niggas commentating on shit, saying like she, needs to be punished to the fullest extent. She should be ashamed of herself because she basically embarrassed black people. Like she was representing black people and she let us down. And it's like, nigga, that's what we don't really take into account, because she literally went from just like a 21-year-old just running super fast to an overnight sensation, and all these black people looking at her as like, you're our savior in the Olympics. Like, that's a lot on the mental. And you just lost your mom. Like that's a whole lot on the mental. So to hear people saying like, you know, she was embarrassment to black people and all this stuff like that. Like I think she's like, man, I don't even need. And then they're starting to dig up like her old tweets where she apparently said some like homophobic shit when she was a teenager or whatever.
Who doesn't say homophobic shit when they're a teenager?
Right.
Who doesn't?
So you can already see that coming up. So I think she was just like, you know what? Like, I'll see y'all next year, bro. Like,
I want to know if she like had the thought process in her head of like, okay, like yeah, I look like this is the way I wear myself. If I start wilding out about this, like what will people say?
I'm sure that went through her.
Like, you think so?
I'm sure it did. I don't think.
You don't think that influenced her decision as to how she proceeded?
I don't think it would stop her. That alone would stop her because she seems so unapologetic already. Like she seems so.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know. I just know like, damn, like it's so. Our black people don't care about men as much, especially for the way we just hold ourselves. But like the way black women are scrutinized for like the hair and the nails and all that other stuff. God, that shit's tough, bro.
I'm like, right.
That shit is tough. Like, damn, you just want to have some long hair and nails. Like,
that's so wild. Like,
hey, so, bro, oh my God. I got pissed.
What?
I got pissed.
What happened?
Instantly peed off. So, I was playing the game with some people, and I ain't gonna tell you who these people were, but you probably already know.
I feel like I
playing the game with some people. One of them was white.
I know who it is.
Man said, I was talking about the Sha'Carri Richardson thing. He said, I was like, yeah, man, you know, she got suspended or whatever. Da 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 da. He was like, I mean, if you look at her, you know, I mean, you'll know she don't give a fuck.
I would have punched her through the microphone.
I was like, so hold on now. Just stop talking.
Just stop talking. Before you ruin the whole game night. And this is the shit we be talking about. This is shit that comes with being black. Like, you got to just stop black people because you're going to ruin the whole fun time we was having.
Just stop talking before I get super pissed.
And I can't play with you no more.
And, like, he tried to validate it. Like, he tried to, like, give his reasoning behind it. And I was like, just stop talking. I don't want to hear it. But it just, I guess, that showed that like even the white people you think are coolest, and it's not just white people. Even the people you think are coolest judge people off like the dumbest shit. Like, oh, so she got long hair and nails. That means she don't give a fuck about nothing. I mean, she is in stellar shape, and she does all that stuff.
Like killing people in competition. That's what I'm struggling with. Because I'm happy you said not just white people, even though that shit is a whole aggravation by itself. But that's what I'm struggling with black people. I'm noticing the elitism in black people, how we call shit ghetto so quickly, or like write people off as like, ugh, like so. Like I was telling people, I was looking at like houses or whatever. And they just automatically started telling me like, go to a suburb, go to a cul-de-sac, go to a cul-de-sac. And it's like, I know by your language what you're saying without saying it. Like you're saying, surround myself with white people. That's what you're tell me. Like,
so do you think that's what that meant? Because for me, having a different experience, like I think of cul-de-sacs is safer because it's an enclosed street.
I think it's that, and also like I don't think most people envision a cul-de-sac full of black people when they say suburbs or cul-de-sac. I don't think most people envision that.
You sure you're not projecting? Because I don't feel like that at all.
When people say suburbs, you think they're talking about a black suburb?
I mean, well, people from around here, all the suburbs I know are black. Because I went.
I'm talking about in general, generally speaking.
I guess, yeah, you probably think suburbs are more white, upper middle class.
Not saying you wouldn't think any black people are there, but you're thinking like it's going to be mostly white people and it's going to be mostly safe because of that.
I don't know if I believe that because I feel like white people are gentrifying downtown now.
Yeah, that's true too.
So like I have a completely different thought about suburbs. I feel like suburbs is where you push all black people out after you tell them that their homes are worth nothing, and then you go back and move into them and you make them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's what you think of when you think of the suburb.
I think of suburbs as places white people push black people out to, so they
Yeah,
can
that's kind of
steal
what
the value of black people's homes.
that's kind of what I'm speaking to. Like, so you're thinking,
I imagine poor black people being out in the suburbs, or at least lower middle class black folk being out in the suburbs.
maybe, I mean, maybe because we kind of know. I mean, your mom's she sells houses and shit.
And we also went to Ridgeview, which is like suburb central.
Right.
Like
I think that's. But I think in general, I mean, we can ask other people, but I think in general, when people say it's like the ongoing joke of like moving to a neighborhood. If it was a gated neighborhood that's like shit is clean, ain't no shit on the streets and nothing like that. Like it's full of white people. Like I think that's the general consensus of what most people think. And when you think of the hood, like
it's
you got a friend that would say ghetto all the time, and
ghetto niggas.
Like when you hear the word ghetto, like do you ever think of white people when you hear the word ghetto?
Nah, even I think of black people when I hear the word ghetto.
Like, it's just the language, man, and stuff like that. What she said on the mic. That's the worst part about the thing. The whole incident with the game, the dude on the game that we both know.
Yeah.
Like, even if you tell them to shut the fuck up, like it's like as soon as they start talking, that it's like, damn, now I know you one of them now. That you thinking bullshit. Even if you don't finish your sentence, like I already know what you think about.
I know how you think, so like I'm already kind of about you now. Like
I was like that. It's fucking whack, man. I mean, so you like broken up about it, the Sha'Carri incident?
Broken up about it because like I don't too much care. I'm not really invested in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And there's hella other black women that are part of the Olympics this year. Mm-hmm. That's like featured. So I'm not too bust up about it. Before like the whole run she did, like I didn't know who she was, so I can't say that I'm too invested in it.
All right.
It just sucks that like such an antiquated thing is stopping somebody from like achieving their dreams.
All right.
At least on this Olympic stage. So,
but you know, thinking like I think it will. I would hope it will be gone by next year. That rule.
I think it will be. I don't know about next year, but I don't think it'll be a thing in like the 2024 games.
Probably right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
You know, there's a lot of other sports that's like stop doing weed testing and marijuana testing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it just doesn't seem to. It's not enough. It doesn't have an effect on like competition.
And I will say it's bad enough. It's bad enough knowing like so many a disproportionate amount of black people have been locked up for weed, and now like these states are legalizing weed and getting rich off the shit. So like on top of
that, aggravating.
Yeah, like on top of that, for to have something like this happen, it's like, yo, it's like a slap in the face, man.
Hey, no lie. Every time I think about or hear about either black people getting out of jail on marijuana related charges based off of antiquated laws, or whenever I hear about the opioid epidemic being a health problem now, bro, I'm like, okay, so if I got to trade niggas being in jail for some petty weed charges, and I get white people suffering on this opioid epidemic, I'll take it. Cause like, damn, it's fucked up, man. So now that some shit affect white people, now it's just a health crisis. So fucked up. It's so fucked up.
Fucking stop.
But crack. Y'all niggas is a problem. y'all is the problem.
Well, the fact that Reagan's dude who was it? His secretary admitted that they was planting crack on people back in the day.
Come on, son.
Cause nigga old as shit, and he's just like, hey, yeah, like by the way, yeah, we Yeah, that whole shit was bullshit. Like, fucking slap in the face. Revolution, baby, let's do it.
Well, this is like
Shit.
super. This is like super. Not on subject. Do
Uh-huh.
you want the opioid epidemic to be worked out?
Why would
Or
you
do
do
you,
that?
I mean,
A black panel. Do you want the opioid epidemic? Ooh, that'd be good. Ooh, that'd be good. um, damn, that's a good question. That's a real ass black question.
I'm torn, but I think I'm good on it. Like let it rage on, baby.
Let it rage on. Well, okay, well, that might be next podcast. I'll talk to you about that this show. But I'll say this real quick. And to answer your question, I mean, I don't want to see anybody suffering. And this is how white people, like regular white people, suffer from racism too. Because part of the reason the opioid crisis is a thing is because for white people specifically, it's because medicine has been racialized for so long, and so many black people weren't believed on our pain that we weren't really being prescribed like opioids like that the way we needed to. But like white people were getting them in abundance, and it's so wild how that shit has flipped on them now, and it's now literally killing them. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to see nobody suffer, but like, I do think suffering does change. So
I don't care. I don't care about the suffering aspect. As far as like, I want the whole race to suffer. Like I want, and like it's, and like it's not like I'm gonna get some like personal gain from it. It's just like you know what, y'all didn't give us the same credit as y'all want given.
right.
So it's like fuck you. It's like fuck you, just like y'all did to us.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like y'all work it out.
Exactly.
Y'all figure it out, man. That's why. That needs to be a panel episode.
Well, because
write that shit down.
I ain't got no sympathy for him. All right. What else? Yeah, Sha'Carri, baby. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's whack. I don't think she's brokenhearted about it. It seems like she's at peace with it.
What do you think? What do you think about Joe Biden putting his little 2 cents in? I like how she's handling it, but the rules are the rules.
It makes me feel gross. Like it feels like you know what it feels like? It feels like a cop like walking in on like a black person that like killed a white person for their own self-defense. And it's like it's like, I mean, it's a fucked up situation, but I gotta take you downtown just in case or whatever. And like they end up getting booked and shit, and the next thing you know, they incarcerated. Like this feels gross, man. The whole thing feels gross.
Yeah.
And it really just shows you how they just make rules to benefit those in power. And
yep.
It is what it is.
All right. So, anyways, we are going to get to our thirst of the week. We done, right?
Yeah. Good episode.
All right. Cool. So, this week, our thirst of the week is. Hold on, let me get to the screen.
Hilarious.
Our thirst of the week this week is Miss Alexis Nicole, aka Black Forager. Let's give some claps in the chat for Black Forager.
Yeah. I'm the chat.
She's from Columbus, Ohio. She is a vegan, and she basically forages her own food to make like a lot of different foods. So like you'll see her pull like mushrooms off of trees and see her pull seaweed out of the ocean and do like a whole bunch of different things. She's really, really funny. She does it in a really funny way, and she'll like kind of explain to you how to make them. You can catch her on Instagram at Black Forager. She's got I think she's most TikTok famous. She's got 1.6 followers. Yeah, right. She out here on TikTok. You can catch her on TikTok at Alexis Nicole. Uh, Nicole with a K. She got a Twitter. She's out here popping. I would love to have her on here because she is, bro. She's like one of those black people who's just like, she's different and she knows it and she leans into it.
Yeah.
And I think that's really really dope.
Me too.
So yeah, she's hilarious. Check out her page, Mrs. Alexis Nicole. Excuse me. This is her making C. She's so funny. But yeah, man, check her out. She's really really dope, and we need more different black people being featured in different things.
We need more black people who just like,
right, Mike?
Huh?
Because we are not a monolith, right?
Exactly. But I will say, like, I love when black people are like naturally different and they just happen to be popping versus like black people trying to be different so they can be that token black person that's different.
Right.
It's a very thin line, but no, she's very dope. Please check her out.
Yeah. Alexa Nicole on TikTok and Black Forager on Twitter and Instagram. There it is.
We love to see it.
Yep. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah. Thank y'all for this conflicted episode of emotions.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. We'll be back at y'all in 2 weeks.
Yep. 2 weeks. Countdown. I'm gonna miss my face. Do your whole face like the whole left side of your face dies every single. You can't even make the sound.
I got the Conway face. Just
we done. See y'all never.
Oh, hold on one second. Good music coming up. Very good music coming up. Snow Allegra's dropping an album on the 9th, which will already be out by the time this is shown. And Vince Staples' album, I believe, comes out on the 16th. If you haven't heard it, go check out Law Averages. Song is fucking ridiculous. Production is amazing. And it only has 2 million hits on Spotify. So it's really disappointing.
When is Loverboy coming out, man?
Who knows, bro? Who knows?
Like, who's he holding his album for? Like,
bro, I don't know. Maybe him and Kendrick are gonna be like, all right, we're gonna do the 50 Cent and Drake thing.
Oh my god.
We're gonna see who does more numbers. Now that one, if they both do an album on the same day, I don't know who to call. I'm not putting bets on nobody.
That would be good as fuck. I would love to see that.
I think it would all depend on the single. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Good music coming up finally.
Finally. Yeah, please. I've been listening to local artists lately who've been killing it lately, but I'm looking forward for more mainstream.
Did you check that Monkami album out yet?
I did. I enjoyed it. I don't think I liked it as much as you, but I enjoyed it though.
Boy, that shit was ill, boy. When he said I make Meghan Markle hop out the joint and get the Duchess, I was like, oh, this guy can rap.
I enjoyed it. Did Westside do the beats or something?
I don't know. He was all through that album.
Yeah.
So I feel like what Westside did with that album was what people wanted Jay to do with the Jay Electronica album, which was like be here and there, but not all over the place. Because I think that's what you and Ben said was like a major problem for y'all, right? On the album.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a Jay Electronica album at all. It felt like a Jay and Jay Electronica album.
Yeah. So, but anyways, dope music out right now. What'd you think of the Tyler album before I be done with this?
I liked it. Niggas is overhyping it, in my opinion. I really liked it because I like, I've been like Tyler, but niggas
like new
going
Tyler.
like crazy, huh?
I like new Tyler.
That's what everybody says. Like, nobody was with me when we was out here burning schools and, and talking about all kind of crazy shit with Tyler. But I think he's a genius. But people are jumping out the window, calling it the classic and all kind of stuff. I think it's just like people ain't used to this type of hip hop. But I liked it a lot. I think he's definitely full in his like, nigga, I'm making money now. Like, I'm
in his bag, like all the way. Like, just
yeah. You actually liked it?
I loved it.
See, I didn't think he would ever, because I remember when I first started to put you on Tyler, you was just,
bro, like I don't know what happened, but like ever since what's the flower joint? Flower Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since that, well, I've been riding the wave because
it turned everybody.
I don't care if the nigga gay. I don't care if he bi. I don't care if this nigga talking about weird stuff. This nigga is nasty with it.
Dude, do you ever listen to Wolf?
I probably listened to it and not liked it.
Wolf was like the turn. Like that was like Flower Boy took him all the way off into his new bag.
Yeah.
But Wolf was like the turn of like, all right, I'm done talking about rape a woman in the swimming pool and shit like that. Check out Wolf then if you like that. But yeah, his production game is insane, first of all. But
yeah, it is. And I think what he did best on this album was like made like he really made me appreciate NBA YoungBoy as like an artist.
Really?
Bro, like NBA YoungBoy's verse on that song is fire.
He did his thing.
That showed his range like as a rapper. And man, Tyler's that nigga, man. I'm about to cry in this bitch.
This is the last point. That's what I love about hip hop. It's like good rappers can make like to bring the best out of like rappers that seem mediocre, but you know they got talent in there.
Yeah.
I think you see that with like Lil Baby for me is like the perfect example of that.
This nigga kills everybody.
He's killing all these guest features because I think he knows like I gotta like I'm on the track with Drake. I'm on the track with Schoolboy. I gotta do a little bit of and he steps up to the plate. Like that's what I love about hip hop. I absolutely love that. But yeah, check it out, y'all. Call me if you get lost.
Fire.
It is flames. Yeah, we'll see y'all 2 weeks from now.
Peace.